So it was brought to my attention that Jaron Ennis kind of changed his prediction for Canelo versus Crawford after sparring Canelo Alvarez. Previously, before he sparred Canelo, Jaron Ennis said without a doubt he believes Canelo is going to beat Crawford. The weight is too much. Crawford is not going to be able to jump pretty much 3 weight classes and beat Canelo. However, after Jaron Ennis sparred Canelo Alvarez, he's now saying, may the best man win. Basically, it's a 50-50 fight. He's no longer picking Canelo. He's no longer confident that Canelo is going to win the fight. Check it out.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down. And Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So, so be it.
You spar Canelo. Do you still see the fight the same way?
I mean, it's a great fight, man. May the best man win. And like I said, may the best man win. That's all I'm gonna say.
If Jaron Ennis already stated Canelo beats Crawford when he was asked the question again after sparring Canelo, he should have had at least reinforced that. Put that in concrete, especially after sparring him. But he did the contrary, as if he don't want to say otherwise because he don't want to piss off the Canelo fans. The $1 million question is, why is Jaron Ennis not confident like he was before after sparring Canelo Alvarez? Shouldn't he be more confident that Canelo is going to win, especially after Hernandez, Canelo's other sparring partner, stated that Jaron Ennis couldn't handle Canelo Alvarez at times? However, he also said Jaron Ennis has more power than Canelo. Therefore, clearly Jaron Ennis has a completely different energy for Canelo versus Crawford. Interestingly enough, Jaron Ennis' father, Bozy Ennis, also his trainer, he stated that he believes Crawford is going to knock out Canelo Alvarez to the body. That's right. Check it out.
I know we've seen him against Laura back in the day, but
right.
now this is supposed to be a new and improved Canelo.
Yeah. I think, like I said, Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. Terence can box, Terence can move, Terence can punch. Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terence gonna fight you. He's Terence from the streets, man. I think he's gonna wind up frustrating Canelo. You know what I mean?
So what's the right way? Because Skull was moving too much. Is as soon as he as soon as you turn him, then is that when you start firing off?
Well, see, the thing is, the right way, the way I would have my fighter doing is I'm boxing him, you know what I mean? And he coming at me, I'm hitting him, pop, 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 pop. And soon he gets set, I'll tie him up, walking to the center. You know what I mean? We cruise to the ropes and do the same thing, good. And keep on frustrating, hit with the jab, boom, boom. Keep on moving, but also hitting him, though. You know what I mean? And he gets frustrated, then he let his guards down. And it's a good night. And I think Terence might stop him. He might stop him, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man.
Canelo Alvarez got one of the best chins.
Yeah, but hey, listen, he ain't been hit by Terence, though. Terence can punch, man. You know what I mean? I know you've been in with some of the great punches and all that, but them punches got to be placed right. You know what I mean? And Terence placed them punches, man. Them body shots, man. I don't see too many people go to Canelo body. Have you seen that?
Not really.
Not too many people.
Even Triple G, who's a good body puncher.
Yeah, but
everything was up top.
Everybody.
One thing for sure and two things for certain, we don't have that much longer to wait. The fight is here. The fight is tonight. So we're going to find out shortly. I believe Crawford is going to win. That's my prediction. Tell me your prediction. And I'm going to leave you guys with a few fighters that gave their predictions for Canelo versus Crawford fight. Check it out.
Listen, man, I got to get a couple of predictions from you, man. We got Crawford versus Canelo coming up in September. Can you break that down for me?
I got Canelo. but I'm not counting Crawford out.
Right.
I told people when Canelo fought Caleb, if Caleb is in 15-round shape, he can make this shit real fucking interesting.
Okay.
You know, with Bud, I don't see him having the punching ability to get Canelo up out of there. I don't see him being able to get Canelo out. I can see him, he would have to be in that 15-round shape, you know, reflexes on point. You know, he got to stay mentally sharp from ding to fucking ding. You know, he got to be able to stay on point and have a certain level of mental resilience, timing, defensive discipline. You know, all of that shit is going to have to be on point. You know, and you have to be able to maintain it and be in 15-round shape to do that shit. If he's in that shape and if he does that, he can make this fight real fucking interesting.
Do you believe we see any of those fighters hit the canvas?
Hell fucking yeah, it's real possible. And I don't see it being Canelo.
Okay. The next one.
So I was the narrator of Crawford's arrival at the championship level the night that he stepped up on an undercard at Top Rank CAD here in Las Vegas. They had been looking for an opponent for Bradis Prescott. The fight was supposed to be a stepping stone for Bradis Prescott to begin emerging as a star at 130 pounds, and Terence Crawford dominated every minute of every round. So I've been a big Terence Crawford fan from that moment forward. It's been quite a number of years. We had the privilege at HBO of watching his progress past Yuriorkis Gamboa, past a variety of other contender type fighters. I watched this whole process by which Terence Crawford has gone from being a conventional fighter who switches to southpaw for tactical effect to being a southpaw power puncher with kind of a unique package of skills. It's been a thrilling journey to watch. I love being able to say definitively that Terence Crawford is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in boxing. Now there seems to be a pretty firmly held media opinion that he wants to get a fight with Canelo Alvarez and fight for the privilege of being the #1 dollar-for-dollar fighter in boxing. You know, what do you dream about at night when you go to bed? I want to be #1 pound-for-pound, or I want to be #1 dollar-for-dollar. Dollar-for-dollar feeds your family forever. So I understand the ambition. I understand the desire to show, starting tomorrow night at 154 pounds, or this weekend at 154 pounds, that he can fight in a bigger package than 147, and that he can plausibly get to 168 and face off against Canelo in what would be a terrific showdown. And I'm sure that Canelo is hoping that Terence will be able to make that journey and come up and fight him.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned that. How do you see that fight playing out with Canelo? Or do you have an idea how that will play out right now?
The problem with fighting Canelo is that he has the best punch resistance in the sport. Terence rocked Errol Spence. He won't be able to rock Canelo the same way. On the Crawford Canelo fight?
Yes.
So, if it takes place, I'm not thrilled, because I think that whether it's a 14-pound weight gap or a 21-pound weight gap, however you want to see it, there's a reason for weight classes, and I would prefer to see Crawford take a more gradual approach to going up the scale that distance to face Canelo. I don't think it's a logical matchup for him. On the other hand, I helped to curate Terence Crawford's career on HBO. I'm a tremendous Terence Crawford admirer. I'm the last person who would tell him, if he firmly believes that he can succeed in this enterprise, that he can't do it. I'm not going to say, Terence, there's no chance you can beat Canelo Alvarez. I think there's a chance that Terence Crawford could beat anybody if he fights the right way. But I think there are other fights that might serve Terence better. For the moment, I think he's seeking the Canelo fight because that's the biggest money he can make.
Right. Okay.
All right, what's up, guys? I'm here with my boy Anthony, Executive Club, getting a fresh haircut. But just want to talk about Canelo. Crawford is coming up this weekend, and everybody's excited here in Vegas. The electricity is in the air. So, look, even though these guys are, combined almost 80 years old, it should be a good fight. And let me tell you why. Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes, and he's coming off a year's layoff. So that's a huge advantage for Canelo. If Canelo forces his will on him, he'll probably be 190 pounds inside the ring on fight night. I give him a great shot in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to knock out Crawford. If he doesn't do that, then Crawford is going to box his ears off. It might be another Mayweather versus Canelo. Remember when Mayweather was just schooling him and making him look silly? That can happen again this Saturday. So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork. He has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches. But he cannot be comfortable inside the ring, because if Canelo's comfortable, 12 rounds will go by fast. I mean, you take a look at the fighters that have made Canelo look bad. You have Bivol, you have Lara, you have the Cuban kid. I'm not sure what his name is, but he ran all night. You have Mayweather, who made him look silly. Canelo cannot handle boxers. That's the bottom line, because he's too heavy on his feet. But Crawford, his downfall can be his heart. His downfall can be, his abilities to stand in there with you and trade punches. Because if you get caught by Canelo's punch, you're going down. You're going to get knocked out. So this fight, I have it a close decision for Crawford if it goes to decision, and late knockout between the 7th and 10th round for Canelo.
Who do you believe today is the pound for pound number 1?
Terence strong. Hands down.
Hands down.
Terence strong. I'm a dog.
Right.
I've run for 30 years, so it is what it is.
If Crawford moves up 3 divisions to fight Canelo,
he's going to stop Canelo too. 9 rounds.
Think he'll stop Canelo?
No, I'm hungry.
Okay.
Another prediction from you, going back to Canelo versus Bud. How do you think that's going to go down with, Bud going up seemingly 3 weight classes? Because he only had 1 fight at 154, so.
Yeah, I mean, his 154 fight with Magnomov, it was not the usual Bud we see, right? The guy that dominates right away. I definitely thought Bud won the fight, but it was a lot closer and a lot more competitive than we thought it was. So imagine him going to 168 against a guy who's got a lot of skills too, right? And ultimately, man, Canelo's been there with the best of the best. Crawford's resume is still a little iffy if you really think about it. I mean, the only guy he really beat was Errol Spence that people were going up, but that was after the car crash. We didn't see the prime Errol Spence that we usually see, but I don't know, man. I think Canelo's too big, too strong, and Bud, you got to think about it too. Bud's about to be 38 years old. He's not a 24, 25-year-old Bud, so I think Canelo's able to wash him out and probably end up stopping him.